The autumn rain in Silicon Valley always feels different from anywhere else. Tonight, it taps against my Tesla's windshield with an almost musical rhythm as I sit in the Palo Alto office parking lot, staring at my phone screen until it blurs. 3 missed calls from Jason. My son never calls during his classes at Stanford. My hands tremble slightly as I swipe to return his call, but it goes straight to voicemail. The familiar knot of maternal worry tightens in my stomach. I start the car, watching the raindrops dance in my headlights. The clock on my dashboard reads 9:47 p.m. Too late for a normal workday, but that's life as a product manager at Quantum Tech. The radio plays softly, something about another tech startup's IPO success story. I turn it off. The streets of Palo Alto are quiet tonight, lined with trees whose leaves shimmer wet and dark under the streetlights. My mind wanders to this morning's team meeting, where I presented our latest AI project. Success after success, that's what everyone sees. Sarah Thompson, the Wonder Woman who has it all. Single mom, tech executive, perfect life. If they only knew. My Tesla autopilot navigates through the familiar streets while my thoughts drift to 8 years ago. The day Mark left. The day our perfect Silicon Valley family shattered like an iPhone screen. I still remember Jason's face when he came home from high school that day. He didn't cry. He just looked at me with those brown eyes, my eyes, and asked, "Did you know?" I didn't. The rain grows heavier as I pull into our driveway. The house is dark except for the porch light I always leave on. Modern architecture, 3 bedrooms, a view of the hills. Everything a successful tech executive should have. My heels click against the wet pavement as I hurry to the door. That's when I see him. Jason is sitting on our porch swing, his Stanford hoodie dark with rain. My heart stops. Jason? He looks up, and I see something in his eyes that makes my breath catch. Mom. One word, but it carries the weight of mountains. I rush to him, my designer bag forgotten on the wet ground. What's wrong? Why aren't you at the dorm? He doesn't answer immediately. His hands are clasped together, knuckles white. I sit beside him, feeling the cold dampness of the swing seep through my skirt. The project failed, he finally says. His voice is hollow. Empty. I know which project he means. His startup, the one he's been working on since freshman year. The one that was supposed to revolutionize mental health care through AI. The one that just got its funding pulled. Oh, honey. I reach for his hand, but he stands up abruptly. Don't. The porch light casts harsh shadows across his face. He looks so much like Mark in this moment that it hurts. I quit Stanford. The words hang in the rain-heavy air between us. My chest tightens. What? I can't go back. Lightning flashes in the distance, ilm. Enacting the hills for a brief moment. I count the seconds until the thunder. 1, 2, 3. The crash comes just as Jason's shoulders begin to shake. I'm on my feet instantly, maternal instinct overriding everything else. This time when I reach for him, he doesn't pull away. He collapses into my arms like he used to do when he was small. But he's not small anymore. He's taller than me now, solid and warm despite his wet clothes. We stand there in the rain, my expensive suit getting ruined, his tears mixing with the raindrops on my shoulder. I don't care about any of it. Let's go inside, I whisper. He nods against my shoulder. The house is quiet and dark as we enter. I flip on lights as we go, creating pools of warmth in the modern space. Jason heads straight for the kitchen, his comfort zone since childhood. I watch as he moves automatically to the coffee maker, his movements mechanical. I'll make it, I say softly. He doesn't argue. Just sinks into one of the bar stools at the kitchen island. The familiar ritual of making coffee gives my hands something to do while my mind races. The machine hums. Water drips. The scent of fresh coffee fills the air. Talk to me, I say, sliding a mug toward him. He wraps his long fingers around it, staring into the dark liquid. Emma left too. My heart sinks further. Emma. His girlfriend of 2 years. The one who was also his business partner. She said she couldn't handle the failure. His laugh is bitter, unfamiliar. Turns out she couldn't handle a lot of things. I want to tell him that he's better off without someone who leaves when things get hard. But the words stick in my throat. Because isn't that exactly what his father did? You're not a failure, I say instead. He looks up at me then, and the raw pain in his eyes makes my chest ache. Aren't I? No. My voice is firm. Certain. You're 21, Jason. This is just the beginning. Lightning flashes again, closer this time. The kitchen lights flicker. Dad was right, he says quietly. About what? He said I was reaching too high. That I should stick to safe choices. Anger flares in my chest. Hot. Sudden. Your father, I say carefully, has no right to tell you anything about choices. Jason's fingers tighten around his mug. He called me last week. The words hit me like a physical blow. What? He wanted to invest in the company. Understanding dawns. And now? Now he's probably laughing. The bitterness in his voice breaks my heart. I move around the island, drawn by an instinct older than time. Look at me, I say. He does. You are not your father's son. His eyes widen slightly. You are mine. Thunder crashes outside, but neither of us flinches. And we don't give up. Something shifts in his expression. A flicker of the old Jason. My brilliant, determined boy. Stay here, I say impulsively. What? Take some time. Figure things out. He arts to shake his head. Mom, I can't. Yes, you can. I touch his cheek, feeling the slight stubble there. When did he start needing to shave? This is your home too. His eyes meet mine. Hold. Something passes between us that I can't quite name. Okay, he whispers. Relief floods through me. I pull him into another hug, and this time it feels different. Less desperate. More, something else. The storm rages outside, but in here, in this moment, we're safe. Together. I don't know yet how this will change things. How having him back home will shift the careful balance of our lives. But as I hold him, feeling his heartbeat against mine, I know one thing for certain. I would do anything to protect him. Anything to keep him safe. Anything to make him happy. The thought should comfort me. Instead, it sends a shiver down my spine. Because deep down, in a place I rarely acknowledge, I know that anything is a dangerous word. A word that can change everything. The rain continues to fall outside our windows, washing away the old, making way for something new, something unexpected, something that will test every boundary I've ever known. But that's tomorrow's worry. For now, I just hold my son and try not to think about how right it feels, or how wrong that rightness might be. The coffee grows cold between us. Neither of us moves to drink it. We just stay there, in our kitchen, as the storm slowly passes. And something else, something unnamed and inevitable, begins to brew. I can feel it in the air. In the silence. In the way his fingers grip mine just a little too tight. In the way my heart beats just a little too fast. The night stretches ahead of us, full of possibilities I'm not ready to name. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But they're there. Waiting. Like storm clouds on the horizon. Like lightning about to strike. Like destiny. Or doom. The clock on the wall ticks steadily forward. Each second bringing us closer to whatever this is becoming. I should be scared. I should be worried. I should be anything but this strange, peaceful acceptance that's settling over me. But I'm not. And that's the most terrifying thing of all. The next morning dawns clear and bright, as if the storm never happened. Silicon Valley sunlight streams through my bedroom windows, painting everything in shades of gold. My phone buzzes with meeting notifications. Emails from the team. Slack messages waiting for responses. The normal rhythm of my life trying to reassert itself. But nothing feels normal anymore. I can hear Jason moving around downstairs. The coffee maker whirring. Cupboards opening and closing. Sounds that used to be everyday occurrences, now charged with new meaning. I check my reflection in the bathroom mirror. Dark circles under my eyes betray my sleepless night. My thoughts kept circling back to him. To the way he felt in my arms. To the electricity that sparked between us. Rome, whispers a voice in my head. I push it away. The house fills with the scent of coffee and toast as I make my way downstairs. Jason stands at the kitchen counter, his back to me. Morning light catches in his hair, turning it to burnished gold. He's wearing sweatpants and a Stanford t-shirt. So familiar. So different. Morning, I say, trying to keep my voice steady. He turns, and something in my chest tightens. Hey, Mom. 2 simple words. Why do they feel so weighted now? He hands me a cup of coffee, our fingers brushing. The touch sends sparks through my skin. I pull away too quickly, coffee sloshing. Sorry, we both say at once. The kitchen feels too small suddenly. Too intimate. I have meetings all morning, I say, retreating behind work talk. Virtual or in person? Virtual. He nods, relief crossing his features. Good. I mean. He trails off, looking uncomfortable. I understand. He doesn't want to be alone yet. You can use the guest room as your office, I offer. If you need to make calls or... Thanks. Silence stretches between us, heavy with things unsaid. My phone pings. A message from Mark. Jason sees his father's name on my screen and tenses. Delete it, he says. His voice is hard. Cold. I do. Without reading it. Without hesitation. The look he gives me makes my heart race. I have a meeting in 10 minutes, I say quickly. Running away. Again. But as I turn to go, his hand catches my wrist. Mom. That word again. Why does it sound different now? Thank you. His thumb traces circles on my pulse point. My skin burns where he touches me. For everything. I should pull away. I don't. Always, I whisper. The moment stretches. Dangerous. Electric. Then my phone pings again, breaking the spell. I practically flee to my home office. Close the door. Lean against it. Try to steady my breathing. My laptop screen comes to life with meeting notifications. Work. Focus on work. But even as I join the first video call, I can feel him. His presence in the house. Like a magnetic pull. Like gravity. The morning passes in a blur of meetings and emails. I speak about project timelines and deliverables. My voice sounds normal. Professional. No one can tell that underneath, I'm unraveling. Around noon, a knock at my office door makes me jump. Come in. Jason appears with a sandwich and another coffee. Thought you might be hungry. Such a simple gesture. Why does it feel so intimate? Thanks. He sets them on my desk, careful not to touch me. But I can feel his warmth. His presence. How are the meetings? Fine. Good. Small talk. When did we start needing small talk? I'm going to work on some code, he says. Try to salvage what I can from the project. Pride swells in my chest. That's my boy. The words slip out before I can stop them. His eyes darken. Am I? The question hangs between us. Heavy with meaning. Jason. N. Ever mind. He turns to go. Pauses at the door. You have lipstick on your coffee cup. Such an odd thing to notice. To mention. But the way he says it makes me shiver. The door closes behind him. I stare at the lipstick mark on my cup. Think about his lips saying those words. Stop thinking about his lips. The afternoon stretches endlessly. I hear him moving around the house. Typing on his laptop. Taking phone calls. Living his life just meters away from mine. Every sound he makes pulls at something deep inside me. By evening, I'm exhausted from fighting it. Whatever it is. This thing I won't name. We order Thai food for dinner. Sit at the kitchen island. Try to pretend everything's normal. Emma called, he says suddenly. My chopsticks freeze halfway to my mouth. What did she want? To apologize. His laugh is bitter. She's already working for another startup. I'm sorry. He shrugs. Don't be. His eyes meet mine across the island. I'm not. Something shifts in the air between us. Electric. Dangerous. Jason. She never understood me, he says quietly. Not like you do. My heart pounds so loud I'm sure he can hear it. I'm your mother. The words sound hollow. Even to me. Is that all you are? The question hits me like a physical blow. We can't. Can't what? He leans forward. Name it? Stop. But I don't move away. Why? His hand reaches for mine. I let him take it. Because. The reasons scatter like leaves in a storm. His thumb traces patterns on my palm, sending shivers up my arm. Because it's wrong? Yes. Because you're confused? Maybe. Because you don't feel it too? Oh God. His eyes hold mine. Dark. Knowing. Tell me you don't feel it. I can't. The truth sits heavy on my tongue. Unspoken. Undeniable. The kitchen is too warm suddenly. Too small. Too everything. I have work to finish, I say. Standing. Fleeing. Again. But his voice follows me. You can't run forever, Mom. He's right. I know he's right. But tonight, I can try. I lock myself in my office. Stare at my computer screen without seeing it. Listen to him moving around the house. Every footstep an echo in my blood. Hours pass. The house grows quiet. I should go to bed. But I can't face the darkness. Can't face my dreams. Can't face the truth they might reveal. So I sit. And wait. And try not to think about the way his hand felt in mine. Or the look in his eyes when he asked that question. Or how badly I wanted to answer it. The night stretches endless before me. Full of possibilities. Full of dangers. Full of things I can't allow myself to want. But do. God help me, I do. Days blur together in a haze of careful distances and charged silences. A week passes. Then 2. Jason and I dance around each other in our shared space. Never too close. Never too far. Like planets locked in orbit. Unable to escape. Unable to collide. My Kaligu. ES noticed something's different. You seem distracted, my VP says after a product review. If only she knew. The autumn days grow shorter. Darker. More intimate somehow. Jason spends his days coding. Rebuilding his project from scratch. I watch him work sometimes, when he's not looking. The intensity in his face. The strength in his hands as they fly across the keyboard. Stop watching, I tell myself. But I can't. One evening, I come home late from the office. The house is dark except for the blue glow of his laptop screen. He's fallen asleep on the couch. code still running on his screen. I should wake him. Send him to bed. Instead, I stand there, watching the way his chest rises and falls, the flutter of his eyelashes against his cheeks, the slight part of his lips. Mom? His voice, thick with sleep, startles me. Sorry, I whisper. I didn't mean to wake you. He sits up, running a hand through his disheveled hair. What time is it? Past midnight. You're working too hard. The concern in his voice makes my heart ache. So are you. He stands, stretches. His t-shirt rides up, revealing a strip of skin. I look away. Too late. I think I've got it, he says. The project? He nods, excitement lighting his features. Come look. I shouldn't. It's too late. Too dangerous. But I do. He makes room for me on the couch. Shows me his screen. Explains the code. His passion is contagious. Beautiful. I find myself leaning closer, following his explanations. Our shoulders touch. Neither of us moves away. See, he says. The AI learns from each interaction. His hand brushes mine as he points to the screen. Electricity crackles between us. It's brilliant, I say softly. He turns to look at me. Too close. Not close enough. You really think so? I've always believed in you. The words hang in the darkness, heavy with meaning. His eyes drop to my lips. Just for a moment. But long enough. Jason. Don't. His voice is rough. Don't say we can't. We can't. But I don't move away. His hand finds mine in the dark. Why not? Such a simple question. Such an impossible answer. Because I'm your mother. You're more than that. That's the problem. He laughs softly. Is it? His thumb traces patterns on my palm. Like he did that first night. Tell me you don't want this. I can't. God help me, I can't. It's wrong. Says who? He's closer now. When did that happen? Everyone. I don't care about everyone. His free hand cups my cheek. I only care about you. My heart pounds against my ribs. Like it's trying to escape. We can't go back from this, I whisper. I don't want to go back. His breath fans across my lips. I want to go forward. Jason. His name is a prayer. A plea. For what? I'm not sure. Sarah. My name on his lips. Not Mom. Sarah. It breaks something loose inside me. Something I've been holding back. Fighting. Denying. His lips brush mine. Soft. Questioning. I should stop this. Push him away. Run. Instead, I kiss him back. The world stops. Shifts. Realigns itself around this moment. His lips on mine. His hands in my hair, my heart exploding in my chest. It's wrong. It's right. It's everything. When we finally break apart, we're both breathing hard. His forehead rests against mine. Tell me you regret it, he whispers. I shake my head, unable to lie, unable to speak. He kisses me again, harder this time, more certain. I lose myself in it, in him, in us, until the first gray light of dawn creeps through the windows. Reality intrudes like an unwelcome guest. I pull away, stand on shaky legs. We need to think about this, I say. My voice doesn't sound like my own. He catches my hand. I have thought about it. Not enough. 4 months. The admission stops me. Months? He nods. Since before I came home. Oh God. I sink back onto the couch. That's why you came back. Part of it. His honesty undoes me. The project really did fail. I know. And Emma really did leave. Yes. But I came home to you. The words hang in the pre-dawn light. Beautiful. Terrible. True. What do we do now? I whisper. He pulls me close. We figure it out. Together? Together. The sun rises over Silicon Valley. Another day begins. But nothing will ever be the same. And maybe, just maybe, that's not such a bad thing. I rest my head on his shoulder. Feel his heartbeat against mine. And for the first time in years, I feel completely, utterly, home. The weeks that follow blur into a strange new reality. By day, we maintain appearances. I attend virtual meetings, make decisions about product launches, smile at the right moments. Jason codes, rebuilds his project, takes calls with potential investors. But at night, everything changes. The boundaries we've crossed can't be uncrossed. The feelings we've awakened can't be put back to sleep. One evening, my phone rings. Mark's name flashes on the screen. Jason sees it from across the room. His jaw tightens. I decline the call. He keeps trying, I say softly. Let him. Jason's voice is hard, possessive. He crosses the room in 3 strides. Takes my phone. Blocks his father's number. The gesture shouldn't make my heart race. But it does. He can't have you anymore. The words send shivers down my spine. Jason. He silences me with a kiss. Deep. Demanding. Claiming. When he pulls back, his eyes are dark. You're mine now. I should protest. Should remind him that I'm his mother. Instead, I kiss him back. The phone lies forgotten on the counter, along with the last of my reservations. Days pass like this. Stolen moments. Hidden touches. Secret smiles. But we can't hide forever. Reality intrudes one morning in the form of an email. Stanford wants me back, Jason says, oh. For breakfast. My coffee cup freezes halfway to my lips. What? They're offering a full scholarship. That's wonderful. The words taste like ash. He reaches across the table. Takes my hand. I'm not going. Jason, you have to. No. Your future is here. His grip tightens. With you. We can't live like this forever. Why not? Such innocence in the question. Such danger. People will find out. Let them. You don't mean that. I do. He stands. Comes around the table. Pulls me to my feet. I love you. The words hang between us. Beautiful. Terrible. True. Not like this, I whisper. Exactly like this. His hands frame my face. I've never been more sure of anything. I close my eyes. Feel tears slip down my cheeks. We'll lose everything. We'll have each other. So simple in his mind. So impossible in reality. But when he kisses me, God, when he kisses me, reality seems far away. Unimportant. That afternoon, I have a lunch meeting in San Francisco. Can't postpone it again. I'll be back by dinner, I promise. He kisses me goodbye at the door. Like a lover. Not a son. The meeting drags. My mind wanders. Back to him. Always to him. When it finally ends, I rush home. The house is dark when I arrive. Silent. Wrong. Jason? No answer. His laptop sits open on the coffee table. Screen dark. A note beside it. My hands shake as I pick it up. Read his familiar handwriting. Dad called. Knows about us. Had to go. Don't try to find me. I'm sorry. I love you. The paper crumples in my fist. My knees give out. I sink to the floor. The world spins. Tilts. Shatters. My phone buzzes. A text from Mark. We need to talk about our son. Rage fills me. Hot. Blinding. I call Jason's number. Straight to voicemail. Again. 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 Nothing. Hours pass. Or maybe minutes. Time loses meaning. I pace the house. Every room haunted by memories. By touches. By kisses. By love. My phone keeps buzzing. Mark. 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 Finally, I answer. What did you do? My voice doesn't sound like my own. What I had to. Where is he? Safe. From me? Bitter laughter. From both of us. You have no right. I have every right. His voice hardens. He's my son too. You gave up that right 8 years ago. And you gave up yours when you crossed that line. The words hit like physical blows. You don't understand. I understand enough. Silence. Heavy. Accusing. He's getting help. Help. Like Jason is sick. Like our love is a disease. He's an adult. He's confused. He loves me. The words escape before I can stop them. Mark's intake of breath is sharp. Listen to yourself, Sarah. I do. And for the first time, I don't hear anything wrong. Tell me where he is. No. Mark. It's done. The line goes dead. I stare at my phone. At the walls that witnessed our love. At the couch where we first kissed. Nothing shifts inside me. Hardens. Resolves. I open my laptop. Start searching. I will find him. Whatever it takes. Wherever he is. I will find my son. My lover. My everything. And this time no one will separate us. The night stretches ahead. Full of possibilities. Full of plans. Full of love that refuses to die. I am his mother. I am his lover. I am his future. And I will burn down the world to get him back. The sun rises over Silicon Valley. Another day begins. But this one will be different. Because now I have nothing left to lose. And everything to fight for. And